Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. For those of you who are new, my name is Chanel. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read for you again. It is my honor and absolute pleasure. This reading is intended for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you are watching for an Aquarius, you're going to want to reverse the roles because it'll feel as though I'm speaking to you about your Aquarius. This reading is for the month of November. We're going to be taking a look at your love life. In the description box, there'll be a link in case you want to do a deep dive into your person's energy, their feelings. I'll explore some of the things that are not included in this spread, like what are they hiding from you or not telling you, what they're doing, what they really want from you, and how they really feel about you, as well as some other stuff too. So if that's something you need, stay tuned for the preview at the end of this video, and then you can click the link and join me over there. Now, looking at your energy for the month of November, you got the Sun in the reverse. So I feel like there's something going on in your life, Aquarius, that's a little bit frustrating to you. And it seems as though you're going to have to make a decision around that situation. Unfortunately, this is kind of a big decision. There could be information that perhaps you feel like you don't know, or you're feeling as though there was something where initially you thought it was one thing and then you come to find out something else. This is looking to me as though whatever you've been working on is not working. And with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of your deck, Knight of Pentacles, it seems as though the person you're dealing with may want something else, or they may be doing something outside of the relationship if you're in a relationship. So I feel as though you could be giving someone an ultimatum because you're not clear about what they're doing or what they want, or it seems that their attention is very divided between you and something else or someone else. Now, as I'm looking at how you're viewing your situation for the month of November, you got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like for you, Aquarius, you're probably thinking about how can you better spend your time or invest your efforts. It seems as though what you've been doing is not resonating with you anymore because you're not getting the return that you want, right? So this month, I'm really seeing you pull back your energy from, your person, or for those of you who are completely single, you may just not be thinking about love at this time and really focusing on your finances. For some of you, work is like a huge factor in your life. And so you're very focused on maybe getting a second job or picking up more hours. Some of you are changing careers or going back to school because this is kind of the energy of like the midlife crisis. And I'm not trying to scare any of you because I don't feel like it's coming from a place of upheaval, but it's just more you looking at your life and looking at areas of your life that perhaps are not bringing you maximum happiness, right? And so there's an energy of feeling like it's time to change directions. Now, as I'm moving to your takeaway from the situation, you actually got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And all of these cards are talking about you stopping what you're doing and doing something else, or taking the time to see, like, what am I fighting for? What am I working towards? Is this something that's worth my time? Is this even what I want? Has my desires for the situation I'm in changed? Perhaps some of you are starting to feel as though you've been working for something that even if you got it, you may not want it, right? There's an energy this month of feeling like you are enforcing boundaries or having to stand up for yourself. There's an energy of feeling very tired or very unappreciated as far as your efforts go. I feel like for you, you're going to want to change directions based on the fact that it seems like whoever it is that you're trying to work with this month is not working with you, right? This kind of feels like a dead end. And I'm not saying that it can't be fixed, but I am saying that you're coming to the realization that there's more to the situation than originally met the eye, right? It's kind of like, what is all this for, right? Is this really making me happy? Is this what I want to keep putting my attention to? Now, as I'm looking at your wants for the month, you have the Chariot. And so I feel like you want to move out of this kind of energy of feeling as though your efforts are not being appreciated, or you're not quite sure what direction you're moving or if everything you're doing is going to get you where you want to go. So I feel like you're probably going to be taking a step back this month to really figure out where you should be directing your attention. Because as I'm looking at your environment, you got the Page of Cups in the reverse. So it seems as though people in your environment this month are disappointing you, or you feel as though they're rejecting you or not receiving what you're bringing to the table the way that you hope that they will. Now, for your advice for the month of November, you got Death in the reverse. So I'm feeling as though there's a situation in your life, and that's probably what this big transition is about, that has run its course, okay? It seems as though whatever the plan was for this, it's gone as far as it can go for the time being. And that could be because you've gotten into a space where you value yourself more, or you value your efforts more. And so you're looking at situations and thinking, like, if I'm doing all this stuff for people or for a particular person and nothing is changing, I have to be the one that changes, right? And that really is what the Death and the reverse energy is about. What in your life has grown stagnant or is no longer serving a purpose to you? What situations are you staying in where you feel like you're having to sacrifice your own happiness, right? And how do you find the balance between the efforts that you're putting in and then the results you're getting because of the work you're doing? So I feel like for this month, this may be a little bit frustrating. It might feel as though you're going back to the drawing board. Your pentacles are all in the reverse. Your wands are also in the reverse, and your cups. But what I'm not seeing here are any swords. So you may want to try to get very clear about what makes you happy or what you want for your future in regards to the connections that you're in. And I think that some communication would probably be helpful in regards to this situation as well, because I'm not seeing any. It kind of feels like this is some very solo energy this month where you're just coming to the realization that maybe things aren't going the direction that you want. And I am seeing you feeling a little bit bitter about the situation and a little bit defensive about the situation, but I'm not seeing any kind of like meeting of the minds here or communication that could relieve some of the stress that I'm seeing. And that's okay, because sometimes you need to kind of figure out, like, what do you want or where are you going before you communicate your ideas to the person you're dealing with. And so it looks like that may be what you're doing this month. I'm going to pull you a Romance Angel Oracle card. And then I'm going to take this over to the reading that I talked about, where I'm going to look at the person you're dealing with and see how they're feeling about you. So if you need more information about your person rather than just your situation, you can definitely take a look at that. All right, so you got true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So for some of you, you're in a connection where you feel as though this is your person, right? And you feel like the movement is not happening here. I do see that whatever this is, it's just grown so stagnant that it may be time to really shift your perspective and start putting the energy that you've been putting into other people into yourself, because the bottom of your deck is actually you deserve love, you are lovable, and that came out reversed. So it almost makes me feel as though, Aquarius, you're in a situation where you're putting someone over yourself, and then you're very upset that this person isn't reciprocating. But the hard part is, if you're giving this person everything, perhaps they're not seeing your worth, right? Because they're not having to work to gain your affection or your attention. Underneath that you deserve love, you got to pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So even if this is someone that you feel is your divine counterpart or your match, if this is someone that perhaps you're married to, I still feel like there's things here that need to be talked about, because it seems like you're working very hard, and it seems like this could be the person you're supposed to be with. But I feel like this situation needs to come to an end so that you can have some progression in your life and feel some relief, because it seems very stressful as I'm looking at this. All right, Aquarius, this has been your November love forecast. And If you need the reading that I talked about, where I'm looking into your person's energy to get a better idea of what they're doing and why, you can join me. The preview for that will be at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I'm going to clarify this Tower for how this person feels about you. So they feel like you're getting over them. You know, this is someone who's coming to the realization that they need to talk to you. You could be ignoring this person, I feel like, at this time, or just taking a break from them because you're trying to figure out what you would even say. You know, I feel like when I did your reading for November, Aquarius, you weren't really in touch with your feelings. You were kind of trying to look at the results of your situation, but you weren't ready to talk, is what it felt like to me. This person is realizing that they need to talk to you. I feel like you're not taking any action towards this person at this time. There's an energy of anger, and I'm trying to figure out if that's coming from you or them. All right. So this person is realizing they've made the wrong decision in regards to this connection.